6. The story gives one much to think on, Kalar said quietly, that a knight should become one of such evil as Brookestone, and require another knight to become nearly the same in order to defeat him. Garth looked at Kalar. I've heard that for good to sometimes overcome great evil, it must do what evil does, yet not do what it does. Darmir nodded. Does not one put water on a fire to destroy it? Yet to defeat water, one uses wood. To destroy wood, do you not use fire? Which, then, is the most powerful? All are forces to be used for the right things at the right time. Such is the power of good. Evil is the use of power for no other reason than itself. So good and evil may use the same forces, but for different reasons? Fristel asked. Quite so. He looked at Kalar for a moment. You think that Aleph was evil because he did not uphold his oath to Brookestone? Kalar nodded slightly. Not quite evil. Still, a knight should keep his word when given. Had Brookestone harmed Marist, then Aleph would have had no obligation to obey his oath. Yet Marist was free and unharmed. Still, is it not selfish and arrogant to put your knightly honor above the lives of others? I asked. If Aleph followed his oath, would Brookestone not have continued killing innocents? Would Aleph have not been a part of that evil then? Darmir raised his hand for silence. Think, my young friends. If a fire snake could give its word that it would not bite you, would you still pick it up? No, Kalar said for all of us. Do you think, then, that one as evil as Brookestone, one who caused the death of an innocent girl to gain power, would have kept his word about not harming Marist? Would he not have tracked her down later and done her harm just to torture Aleph? Darmir motioned towards me. The young sire is correct in what he said about Brookstone's killing spree. It would not have stopped. A vampire kills to exist, and exists to kill. Are all vampires evil like Brookestone? Jan asked. Darmir was silent for a while, as if uncertain how to answer, or perhaps not certain what to answer. He took a long breath. No, not all. Many are but like a wolf in the pasture. They are hunters, predators, and we are their prey. Such is not evil, it is simply life. He turned back to Kalar. Nonetheless, young sir, you should give your oath only if you intend to keep it, and if those who will receive it will act in good faith. Giving an oath to one as evil as Brookestone, and obeying it is to betray your spirit and honor. Evil does not keep its word. Kalar nodded his understanding. I shall think on this, Darmir. He rose to leave and nodded to Darmir. I thank you for the sup and the tale. Darmir smiled, and we thanked him in turn. As the others left, I again remained behind. His stories of late made me think more about the meaning of life than just the story's entertainment value. Darmir, you tell these tales as if you knew those two quite well, and were there when the events happened. I don't think these are just tales of make-believe. I did not say the two heroes were fictional, young sire. He smiled at some unspoken jest. As for knowing them, one could say that I knew them quite well. Perhaps in time you will know them equally well. He sat up and wrapped a shawl about his shoulders. Good night, young sire. Good night. I stepped out into cool night air. Christine waited for me at the corner of Darmir's home, as she had the previous time. She took my arm as we walked down the moonlit path toward her home that lay beyond the small wood ahead. What do you think of Darmir's tale tonight? She drew herself closer to me. I looked up at the blue-white sphere overhead and smiled. Well, it's a full luna, and I don't hear any howling. Not yet you don't, she replied with a slight smile. Then again, that is a story for another time.